Hey everyone, Alex here, and today I'm going to do a special, unique video for the game World of Tanks. And this comes to you by way of challenge from the Mighty Jingles. He hit 500,000 subscribers. Big congratulations to him. And he has put out a challenge for some new videos on World of Tanks, and he's going to review them and select some winners. So I decided, hey, I'm going to throw my hat in the ring, even though I'm going to totally noob this up, because I have not played World of Tanks in something like a year or so, and even when I did, I was not that great at it, but there may be some things I can add to the discussion. So here we go. And appropriately enough, I was going to do the AMX 1375, and lo and behold, there's the Eiffel Tower in the background, and we got France all over the place here. So really cool. So maybe that's a sign, I don't know, but let's take a look at some of these French tanks. Now, the AMX 1375 is a tank that I really didn't like when I first got it, and over time, and almost forcing me to like it as time has gone on. And the reason is this: in the French line, the light tanks were the first tanks that reached up to tier 8. France was the only nation that had light tanks up to the tier 8 level. No other nation had that. Well, that changed, of course, and now a lot of other nations, including Germany, Soviet Union, and the United States, have light tanks that go up to tier 8. So now France has kind of lost that little special distinction. And to add insult on top of injury, those new tanks, in many ways, are just simply better in certain aspects to the AMX 1375. Particularly the American light tank, the Walker Bulldog. But the AMX 1375, you almost have no choice but to go through with it, especially when looking at the tech tree, and you see it is the only path to go towards the medium end tank line at tier 9 and tier 10 for France. You have no choice. So you start here at the AMX 12T, then you go to the AMX 1375, and then you go to the AMX 1390, and then you can split off towards the Lorraine 40T or the newer AMX 30, which a lot of people like, or you can go to the always popular Bat Chat towards the end at tier 10, or the AMX 30B, which is also highly loved as well. I know Quickie Baby liked it. So anyway, so what is the AMX 1375? Well, it's a light tank, and one thing about light tanks is that it has a very different playstyle than a lot of people are familiar with or comfortable with, particularly if you're coming with heavy tanks. And the AMX 1375, and any light tank in general, finds itself in the situation where they are more effective as the match tends to go forward than at the very beginning. However, most drivers of light tanks, they see kind of these YouTube videos of advanced scouting or doing some crazy runs and things like that, and they do the same, and almost always light tanks are the first to die and back to the garage. When it comes to any kind of light tank, and this is particularly the case of the AMX 1375, it is important and is actually vital, more so than some other tanks, as ironically as this is going to sound, that you stay alive. Because the longer you can stay alive and be valuable to your team, either via spotting, scouting, or flanking and doing damage, the more powerful and valuable you become. While in some other tanks, that's not quite the case. So what makes the AMX 1375 what it is? Well, the thing is, it's a light tank, but it's not particularly fast. Its engine power is mediocre, to say the least. Even when you go up to the top at tier 7, you get a tier 7 engine with a Detroit diesel engine here. It only adds 50 horsepower on top of the engine that you get from the 12T. The top tank, or I'm sorry, the top engine on the 12T generates 280 horsepower. And here you get 300. Okay, we get 20. Oh, it's not 50, even just 20. So nothing really to write home about. And it has enough in this case to give it some get up and go, but not a lot to really take that aggressive scouting tank role. So you have to play a little more defensive, a little more passive, even if the the rest of the team is totally raging at you to go and do something spectacular, especially in random battles. Random battles is random luck sometimes. And unlike other games such as Dota 2, League of Legends, where you're like a team of 5 or a team of 4 or a team of 6, or something around that range, where you can really be a huge influence. In World of Tanks or World of Warships, you're 1 out of 15. So you're not going to have that huge battle unless you're really good and you're like Quicker Baby level. And even then, even the best players can't carry a team. They can be a very decisive factor, but they're not enough to carry a team. And that's what we want to do here with the AMX 1375. Is to be effective. It is most important to be effective rather than coming in with the impression that you're going to carry the whole team or going out and dying a blaze of glory and just hitting the garage button again. So without further ado, I'm going to noob it up here, hit the battle button, and let's see what happens. Again, carrying 30 rounds of standard armored piercing with about, they actually changed the penetration, about 100 millimeters. At 100 meters, 100 and 180 millimeters of penetration. And I actually got some high explosive as well, but no gold ammunition. Okay, why? Because I'm poor. And a lot of times the gold ammunition is not enough to turn this tank more into what it is. It's there in certain situations, but with just a little more flanking maneuvers, the armor piercing can do the job. Again, everything else is kind of maxed out. I got a camo net. Again, doing kind of a passive scout kind of setup here, but I do have vents to give me that little extra edge. So, that being said, let's show the world how bad I am. Let's noob this up and hit the battle button. Alright, and here I am. And of course, it's a tier 10 match, and I'm at the very, very bottom. But I'm actually here with another AMX 1375. There's 3 of them here. There's one on the other enemy team as well. Very interesting. You don't see that too often, but here we go. Maybe it's because of the whole French thing. And let's see. Now, as you know, I don't have XVM installed. I don't have anything installed. This is a pure vanilla World of Tanks game client. So I'm just going to go roll with that. I have no idea how terrible my team is, but I'm sure their team knows how terrible I am. So let's go take a look see here. Now, I'm on the Abbey map here. And the thing about the Abbey map is that it is a very corridor-centric map. There's only a couple lanes to go down, which is not friendly for light tanks. But we're going to try to do this anyways. The thing about corridor maps, especially, is that even more so than before, you have to be patient and wait for those corridors to open up. If you can't wait, you're going to die very, very quickly. So I'm just going to move out here onto on the left side of the map and see if I can get some spots here. So peek around this corner. I got a lot of heavies coming around me. Kind of peer through this gap and see if I can find any spots. Again, I'm on autoloader, so I got 6 rounds of ammunition ready to go. I'm not going to be too brave. And because I don't have the engine power, I'm not going to sweep ahead and try and do some spots and then pull back. Because a lot of times I can't pull back fast enough with this engine. Okay, so the heavies are here. And they've got this area bottled up. Now, there's not much more I can do here, actually. This is a very kind of front-forward type of alleyway, constricted alleyway. It's really made for heavy tanks. So now I'm going to move out, and I'm going to relocate towards the middle. Okay, going towards the middle here. And actually, I'm adjusting my mouse sensitivity down because my camera's going all over the place. Again, I have not played this in a long time. And we'll take a look here. Alright, so we got M103 Heavy. Now, of course, our AMX 1375 just gloriously suicided. All for the glory of France. Let's see if I peek through Nope, I think there's a rock there. Nope, can't go through. Now, I am not, admittedly, the best World of Tanks player at the world. I don't know where every shrub is in this map. And since it's been quite a while since I played, there have probably been a lot of changes to this map. So I'm going to just kind of take a look. Yep, there's the 13. Okay, there's the 1390. Again, call me a coward, but I am not going to jump in front of all these guns here. Again, 2-2, so we're kind of even. Getting some spots. Okay, all the heavies are over there on the right flank, so there's definitely a battle going on. It looks like there may be a quarter here. Maybe the T-49 is opened up on this road here. If that's the case, I have no idea why he's retreating as fast as he is. And he runs into the building. Let's take a look here. No idea what the T-49 is doing. Unless he saw something that he didn't like. Okay, I'm kind of exposed to any tank destroyers down there. There's only one tank destroyer though. And he's already spotted, so I don't have to worry about tank destroyers. Okay, 4-3. Okay, we're going to push forward here. Alright, the AMX 1390 is making a move on the right. We're going to make a move down towards the center here. Again, light tank, I have the cover or the visibility of being parked when I'm still moving. So let's see if I can zoom around and flank behind this gorilla. Okay, 5-6. Okay, it's going south on the other end of the map. But let's see here. Oh, hello. Oh, I took a nasty hit. I gotta get out of here, and I get rammed. That's a new tank. I haven't seen that one before. Okay, it's 5-8. Did not do a whole lot there, but we'll see what guys can do. But it looks like the left flank has essentially collapsed. Didn't do a whole lot to that gorilla though. I was suspecting to do more damage with my pop shooter gun than I did, but this is what it is. All right, let's head back to the garage. And let's take a look at another tank here. Let's see, do I have any more light tanks? Actually, I don't think so. Let's take a look here. Nope, that's my only one. So that's my only tank I got. That's a light tank. But anyways, I think that shows a pretty good demonstration of what the AMX 1375 does. A little bit of a commentary on how I approached that map, how I moved around and try and do a flanking maneuver, although that gorilla was kind of waiting for me, almost one-shotted me, so not the best movement right there. And kind of show how to drive a light tank and how things just kind of went south, or at least how I viewed a drive a light tank. There are much better light tank drivers than I am, I'm sure. So anyways, I'm going to cut it here. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Again, this is my first tank review with the AMX 1375, or at least gameplay review. And I hope you guys enjoyed it. All right, take care, guys. Bye-bye.